Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And though willing, this would be a quick exhortation, or really a quick message, dealing with staying vigilant, okay, especially in these times. Now, I know yesterday there was the Super Bowl, and a lot of, that's just, that's like a thing where you got a lot of people that, they get very excited for it. But even in that, there's a difference, right? Because a lot of people that are invested in this world, are very attentive, right? They're very they would never miss it. They've never missed a Super Bowl like one year in their life, which there's nothing wrong with watching a Super Bowl. Whether you're a football fan or not, you can watch that. But the difference is we understand, okay, we're in this world, but not of this world. Okay. The Super Bowl is an example of bread and circuses, which is one of the most effective means in which the ruling class is able to subject, the rest, the common folk, as they would call them, because they would use distractions. Okay. And for us, we understand that, though we may watch a Super Bowl or, watch sports or whatever these entertainment things are, our minds, are not ensnared, meaning that we understand what the bigger picture is. At the end of the day, we still know what's going on. However, to the rest of the world, that's not the case. Okay. They don't know anything else outside of that. Okay. They're ensnared with the distractions of this world, of this society, the cares of this life. And that's ultimately going to lead to their downfall because they're not going to be aware and they're not paying attention to the things that are going on round about. And the scriptures tell you not to be ignorant of anything in a small or great manner. And oftentimes a tactic that these elites use is they distract you. Oh, look, what's that over there? You turn over there and they do something the other way. Okay. But they've trained the minds of the people to be so distracted whenever these major events come up that regardless of what's going on, it'll take a while before they all turn their attention over there, unless what's going on is something super, super major. Okay. So all these different holidays and events and all of that, it's become like tradition, of the world, to where when the time comes, everybody does the same thing. That's really all they're focused on, so much so that people get so stressed out, but, we always got to keep in mind what times we're living in. Okay. We're living in some very, very dangerous times. This isn't a time of peace or laughter or any of that stuff. Okay. We're in the times where literally at any moment, something can go down that'll change everything. And it's not an if, but a when. So let me get a few precepts here. And the point is, regardless of how bogged down you may get or how the things of this world may try to pull you to the left and pull you to the right, you always have to stay anchored, in the focus of the word of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to stand firm. Okay, all the things pulling you to the left, the things pulling you to the right and in all different directions, they're temporary. And they're going to be dissolved along with this place. If you get pulled with them, you will be dissolved with them. Okay. That's a precept that I go to a lot, but it's a very key precept, especially for our times now. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So though you may be watching the game or whatever, you understand very well what time we're living in. Nobody needs to come and break down to you and explain to you, you know what this means, right? You know what could really happen here. And most of the time too, when you watch these things now, when you, as you grow in the knowledge, you start to see things with a spiritual eye innately, almost second nature. You can't help but to see everything with a spiritual eye. So in their different commercials and their different halftime shows and all of those things, as you watch it, the different things will pop out to you that it will go right over the average person's head. And that's because as you increase in knowledge, you're able to detect certain things. It's like when you learn a new word and it feels like all of a sudden everybody is now using that word. It's not the case. They've been using it just as many times as they were before and after you learned it. The difference is because you didn't know or understand or, know the meaning of the word and its use cases, it went right over your head, almost as though you didn't hear it. Your brain discarded it because it's like if somebody says something in a foreign country, a foreign language, as you're walking by, you just hear them mention something in some foreign language. That's going to go right over your head. You're not going to remember that. So when you finally learn it, your brain recognizes and registers that word. So whenever anybody says it, you pick up on it. And it starts to feel as though, oh, shoot, now everybody's using the word. That's not the case. Similarly, as you learn and grow in this knowledge, your eyes get opened, and it's sort of like learning a new word. So whenever these things that you used to miss before happen, you don't miss them this time. And then it's almost like it's everywhere. But it's not that it's everywhere now. It's always been everywhere. All these enchantments and distractions, it's always been the case. You're just now able to see it because the Lord has opened up your eyes. All right. And so having that ability and that gift, if you decide to let yourself get carried away by the cares of this world, that's a conscious decision. Okay. You're conscious, like you see what's going on, but you're consciously making a decision to go with it anyway. Verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. See, and that's the key part right there. The days are evil. We know and understand that. So we know not to let your guard down. And whatever happens, you already know you're not going to bug out in your mind because what the hell is going on and how is it? No, there's only but so many different possibilities of what this could mean when something goes down. Verse 17, wherefore be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. See, don't be unwise. The unwise willingly love it so. Because, and I can say that because the Lord has us out here prophesying, warning them. But how many people do you really see besides the elect or potential members of the elect stopping, listening, and taking heed? The rest of them willingly love to stay ignorant. Okay, because they look on the outward and not the inward. They don't stop and actually listen to what you're saying. Why? Because the Lord has blocked their understanding, their ears from hearing that. So what are they going to do? Let's go here real quick to the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, which really should be Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. So they continued to live their lives as though nothing happened, though the whole entire time that Noah was building the ark. None of them stopped to say, yo, you know what? What if what he is saying is actually true? Who would go through the trouble of building such a giant ark like this just for laughs or for what? There got to be some. I mean, if you're able to build an ark like that, you got to have some knowledge in your head to be able to put that together. I'm sure the Lord showed him how he should put it together, but to be able to do that takes knowledge. It takes some form of wisdom and workmanship, craftsmanship, whatever you want to call it. But once again, the rest of the people continued as it was until that flood came and destroyed them all. So the point is, bread and circuses is a very effective means that these elites use to keep the people distracted and in check. All right. And us, who the Lord is blessed with the eyes to see, we have to always keep in mind that no matter what's going on, the scriptures say be circumspect. There could be a lot of attention in one direction, but don't let that distract you from looking all around. All right. Always pay attention, especially now more than ever. Okay, because we're living in the most dangerous times now more than ever. So anyway, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Barakah Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.